Normally.
Dom.
Oh, you are no Vin Diesel, my friend. I'm sorry.
You shave your head, baby.
You should definitely shave your head.
I will.
Look at the
Draft is here, thankfully, to save us. Naga ban this time round, Virtus.PRO. And as we would predicted, the Wisp ban alongside the Skyras from Team
And
Liquid.
switching things around. VP will be first pick this time on the Dire side.
They will. VP, first pick. And they chose first pick.
They chose first pick. Did Liquid choose first pick?
Liquid chose Radiant. Yeah, and
Liquid
it was the
chose
same the other way around on the first game.
So with the Warlock ban this time around,
10 seconds remaining.
Like, of course, they're going to run an aggregate center, but they want one of those spam heroes, right? Yep. They can't have Sky, but maybe
Liquid, turn to pick.
Beastmaster, yep.
The Visage.
Lash Sand King still in, but it's not as good on. Oh, it's actually really good on second pick. What am I talking about? Lash Sand King right
the
here.
The other thing is that they have open Wind Ranger both as first pick and second pick in this event.
Wind Ranger.
GH Wind Ranger, yeah.
They've opened Wind Ranger Doom. They've opened Wind Ranger Beastmaster.
So that's the thing is.
Team Liquid, like turn to pick.
The sack.
And just going for SK
okay,
Lash.
Predicted.
Yeah, there you go. VIRTUS.PRO's turn to ban.
Respond by Bane.
Okay.
It's the 37th, in fact, 38th pick of the tournament so far for Beastmaster, which puts it out on its own right now, most picked.
Undying ban. They third picked it yesterday, right after those two heroes, so expected ban. What is VP looking for? A Roger hero. What's a good Roger hero this game? Sand King is gone, Skyras is gone.
How about support Kunkka?
Possible. Not the strongest on the lane, however.
I just like the Kunkka pick, either core or support against what ends up being a pretty strong team fight combo.
Yeah, the Ram definitely will do a lot of work. I just think as soon as this Kunkka hits level 6, he's like one of the strongest heroes on the map.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
It's not LGD. It's not VG.
5 seconds.
I'm pretty sure.
Do you prefer the Zeus as a core or support? Okay, me too.
Core. I like
you
solo.
Prefer every hero as a core.
The solo with Zeus is so good. You just bolt people.
Black, Crystal Maiden. Support or core?
250 attack speed, core.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Did you really even have to test it, Cap?
Look at the talents.
The Tinker ban.
No, I just wanted to set him up for it.
Yeah,
of course.
Good job, thanks, dude.
Like it. Oracle?
Support or
Aghanims. Aghanims pick up.
Aghanims pick up.
Oh my
so much damage.
Insane.
Arcane Rune, lucky.
Oh.
If you don't kill them, they heal like 500 health per second.
And you even have your own protect mechanism. How can they stop you? You just hit R on yourself and then you attack them.
Okay. I've got it. Treant Lich.
Well, Treant, there's not even a question to that.
Level 100 damage.
Insane damage.
Yeah. Mask of Madness. Or something like that.
And Lich has
120. And Skadi inbuild.
Yeah, it definitely worked earlier in this tournament when we saw it.
Because they didn't run it.
Yeah.
VP
why would you run these heroes as support?
Visage on the board. Huh.
Well, that's because
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Turn to pick.
Kunkka ban from Liquid.
There's the
Hi guys. Just throw that one out there for the second time in this entire tournament. The last time we saw it, it was paired with the Treant.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Was that TNC? Or Mineski did that?
No, Vici, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. They did Treant Phoenix.
The Treant Phoenix was the second game.
So does Lich try and replace the Warlock in the slow down the physical damage? Beastmaster, I'm gonna armor up.
It's really good mid game too, because usually he goes for Medallion Shadowblade. Any hero with Frost Armor, he won't be able to solo kill.
Yeah.
I mean, Lich is just
concept, but it's such a slow.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Lich. I'm playing it, but like mid late game, if I'm Frost Armor, I'm happy.
I mean, Lich is a hero that you pick when you want to slow down the pace of the game.
Yeah.
And so that to me tells me a lot about what Liquid's looking at with these last two picks. Maybe harder scaling, less mid-game oriented than their last strat.
I think Lich is way better when you're a last pick because you can pick the hard carry that actually is really good against everything.
Yeah.
And you can lane appropriately. You could probably even do a middle, there's some miracle. Anti-mage Lich.
By the way, I love that Kunkka ban by Liquid for exactly the reason I was talking about. We need a Roger hero here, most likely. The Skyrus already
Team
out.
Liquid's
Clockwork
turn
no.
to pick.
Wind Ranger
Go
at
for
your
a Wind
service.
Ranger.
The support Wind Ranger on the side of VP. That could be moved over to a core as well.
Has Roger played it?
That's what I'm going to look at.
I don't think no one.
No one.
It's not a no one hero.
No.
I'm sure you can play it, but it doesn't fit the
Although,
team.
again, Invoker hadn't been a no one hero for the last 7 months either.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's why it didn't work out.
I don't know about
10
that. He looks
seconds
pretty good.
remaining.
It's because he's beast.
Yes.
He is a beast.
5 seconds remaining.
And I have a no one card, by the way.
So we're gonna save our heart for Liquid last.
Yeah, they're gonna pick the Master hero though.
VP's first pick of the Wind Ranger in the last 3 months.
I wouldn't mind a Visage again. Really good against the heroes.
See, I think it's. I think with the Visage, I like it on paper, but then the Lich tells me that you want to slow the game down, and so the Visage became a lot less likely to me when you saw the Lich on board.
But you still want to be able to team fight though, right? So Visage is one of like the better heroes for that. Unless you want like a Venomancer.
But what about something like a Lone Druid? Something that's going to slow the game down, split push, still be a dead lane
But
hero.
Lich, Lone Druid plus another carry for Miracle sounds incredibly greedy though. Like, it can work, but it sounds very greedy.
It is. It would be.
I just want Martin to be able to fight. Yeah, like Veno, Visage, something like that.
The last time the VIRTUS.PRO played this Wind Ranger, by the way, was
2015.
no, not quite that long ago, but the 6th. Yeah, 6th of January last year. 18 months.
So
you have to give away information here. That's the big thing. You have to
VIRTUS.PRO
show
turn
what
to
the Lush of the Sanctuary.
what a DP, yeah, another fighting carry.
I was gonna say, Death it's still out there.
Oh yeah.
A VP banned it last game, it didn't ban it this
Team
game.
Liquid's turn to battle.
Bloodseeker.
And then immediate counter pick of the Bloodseeker. That Death Prophet mid will get destroyed.
If it is mid.
Okay, it's gonna be a side lane, but
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Tinker is banned, however. I still like other heroes, like Storm Spirit.
I mean, you look at the aggro dual lane combinations. Leshrac Sand King most likely on the one side, the Beastmaster Wind Ranger or Beastmaster Bane on the other. There's going to be a lot of action in both those dual lanes. This Bloodseeker is going to have those. I don't think this will be a safe lane Bloodseeker by any means. I think this is set up to be a mid Bloodseeker.
I think they're going to do it in the middle though. Lich plus 1 middle, most likely, against the Bloodseeker.
So the last time they played that Wind Ranger, I said 18 months ago, was at ESL1 Genting last January.
And they lost.
It was no one, and they won against Fnatic.
And they won.
The time before that, they played a Star Ladder in 2016 against Escape Gaming, which they also won.
So I like
Twice
So-
in
10
2 years.
seconds remaining.
Go ahead, Cap, please.
the Broodmother ban could
5
run over
seconds
the-
remaining.
there's other be particularly we're looking at like a saving mech.
They probably want to pick a Ramses here though,
Yeah.
right? And then put
I'm
the
thinking
Bloodseeker
more-
in mid.
I'm looking.
Oh
See,
yeah.
I think I'm more and more on board with this black idea of the dedicated Lich dual mid, and maybe you get away with something a little greedier like an SF.
SF could work. There's a lot of heroes that could work on paper, but then again, we're not Kuroki. That's why we're here, and he's there. I think PL right now looks quite strong as well.
Yeah, I'd like PL.
Like PL Lich can beat the Bloodseeker mid.
But you
Wanna
can turn
lane
that
like
into a core.
You
once
could
you
do that
reveal
too.
And that
No. I mean for Liquid.
Oh, okay.
Liquid PL.
Sure.
VPs, they don't really like PL. I think I have not seen them play it for
What are they
Rams
missing?
is-
With
yeah,
the lineup
not
they've
for a
got
while.
right now. What are they missing?
VP.
Yeah.
I think they're missing.
AoE.
VIRTUS.PRO's
Yeah, some
turn
kind
to
of
pick.
AoE.
Yeah, they have no AoE.
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting to wonder about Chaos Knight doesn't fit for Liquid, but
I really like that Storm band though.
Yeah.
I think Storm would have rolled them over. Truly. That was funny. Can you laugh? We're a team.
I did.
Okay.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Faceless
Faceless
Void.
Faceless Void, okay.
Well, there's your AoE.
Yeah.
I think
AoE control.
so. It's a mid Bloodseeker, safe lane Void. I think Phantom Lancer got even better now.
You like the PL Void matchup?
It's quite good.
Okay.
Because you just keep sending illusions at him, and at some point he runs out of mana to Chrono. And if that ever happens, he's screwed.
You have a lot.
10 seconds remaining.
You do, for sure. If you get caught in Chrono, pretty much every hero just dies.
5 seconds
Unless you have
remaining.
an Adelan.
You need your game-winning hero.
What's the thing called again? Aeon Disc. Yeah.
Save mech.
OD is good.
SFOD.
Lane might be a bit rough though against the Bloodseeker. I think it can still work out.
Ember?
Ember's good. Honestly, I don't know. Like, Miracle always plays like so many different heroes in his mid lane, whatever he feels like playing. Especially if there's a Lich, they have so many more options.
I won't even mention my favorite.
It's not good.
No, it's terrible.
Phantom Lancer? What's it gonna be? Phantom Lancer or OD?
PL.
Random hero.
Monkey King.
You may now
Monkey
select
King.
your heroes.
Wow, you want it
Against the
random.
Bloodseeker.
Melee. Okay, melee on melee.
That is
It
a very
gives you
good
the
matchup.
zone. Oh, that's actually sick.
Well,
It gives
that's-
you the zoning against the Chronosphere.
Because they have 3 melee cores, so they can't have a good matchup against the monkey at all.
And you
Pearl.
have the
Yep.
just
The thing with
buff it up you want.
like Lich Monkey, right? You get Nova middle, you just die as Bloodseeker, right?
Yep.
Like you actually just die. He gets the stacks up, he stuns you, you're dead.
How did they think of that pick?
All right,
How
let's,
did we not think of that pick?
let's go down the line
Yeah,
and see
honestly, yeah.
whether the other two are going to argue with Alan. Alan.
Liquid.
Liquid.
Oh dear. Cap, this seems to have backfired on you.
Just to make sure,
Sorry, buddy.
It's liquid.
wait, just to make sure everybody knows it was his idea.
Right.
So if he doesn't go with it,
I think the Monkey King and Lich dual lane shuts down the Bloodseeker, and if Bloodseeker can't lane, he can't have a game.
anyone really, right? Nobody can lane against the monkey this game, I think.
All right, Liquid fan. You're going to go with Liquid as well? I can't persuade you otherwise with a 70% win rate on the Bloodseeker.
No.
Fellow panelist.
Okay, no, that
We
makes
are a
sense.
team here.
I'm just prodding.
We are
How quickly does this
testing.
fall apart after we
It's
go
fine.
wrong?
The riding and dying hit. It's like an elevated version of
Prepare
Mafia
for
right now
battle.
on our panel. Is it going to be 2-0 to Liquid after another good draft? Let's find out as we head back to
Normally.
I would like to thank our panel for being absolutely wonderful by predicting the team that will now lose, so we can have ourselves a full series, or at least a 4th game.
You doubt them now, or are you just hoping for 5?
No, I just doubt the panel in general. I don't even doubt Liquid. I just doubt our panel. How do you feel about this? Like, we're running a 3 melee core lineup from Virtus.PRO. They're doing it against the Lich pickup, which came in the mid draft from Team Liquid. How is this all meant to sync? Who really is meant to have the advantage?
I think Liquid, LGD picked Monkey King
30
against VP's
seconds
Void.
to
I think they
battle.
should have probably won that game. They had a couple real questionable dives. I think it's a great last pick. The concern I have with VP's lineup is you have Bloodseeker Beast, incredible damage amp, but the Ramsey's hero is a Void. I like these heroes a lot better when they're paired with something like a Medusa or a Gyrocopter, something that not only provides you, like, it's just AoE damage that's increased, whereas Void, if he falls behind, like, he's playing against a Lich
battle
as is, like, it's so
begins.
much single target damage, it feels like the same game as the previous, where Liquid's team fight is superior,
I'll take your
and their tower push is too.
And then it's going to be like a low bracket final. Hey, Roger is the man doing all the damage with a buffed up power shot. Heck yeah, welcome to the party. That's the way to do it.
It's still very possible, but the Void needs to have a great game, and I don't know if Lich is good or not, but if anyone can make Lich work, it's Kuro, so...
We'll see how it unfolds as we get to look at our lane. So Nolan and Solo are starting off here in the mid lane. They're dueling together, Bane as well as Bloodseeker versus Miracle. This is going to be a hard time. Like, yeah, he's crapping bananas out in the mid lane. It's a rather scary lane. Bottom lane's going to be Ramses and Roger. That Void as well as Wind Ranger with the early Orb of Venom going against Batoverman's Death Prophet, trying to sustain Kuro to try and help him out. And that leaves the top lane, which is GH and Mind Control, SK as well as Astrak respectively, against Pasha. So already the lanes are starting to rotate a little bit. Kuro is headed towards the mid lane. He's trying to ensure that Miracle can have a half-decent start, but this has to be death to Batoverman on the same
Radiant
lane.
What you
structures
came
are
for.
fortified.
He's already fortifying to try and keep his creep wave alive as Roger and Ramses dive, and it forces the TP back. That's GH actually coming down the bottom lane, able to get the Burrow Strike out. Win not level up from Roger.
Nice.
Batoverman will get the first shot. Try and walk away from Ramses, but VP aggressive to the point of giving first blood to Liquid.
Is this another? He's gonna get the caustic proc. I think.
On bottom, yeah, Ramsey, one more attack. Yeah, he's gonna pop. They get both core and support in the off lane.
Yeah, VP, incredible team, but definitely, I don't know if you noticed this, Toby, they lost that last game, right? Did you see any all-chat spam from them? Any voice lines?
No. Well, maybe they realized, maybe that's the whole thing. Once you block VP just lost their power.
Well, there you go. They proved me wrong as is, but I think
they can't hear you. We're not on the PA system out there or in the ears of the players.
We're just a very momentum-based team, and I fear a dive like that. When you're a Wind Ranger Void, you want to stay ahead of your lane. Now you're against VP tanking. Like Wind Ranger's going to be threatened. This is not a lane you really win anymore in mid lane.
You're meant to harass that lane down. Like that's the power of the Wind Ranger, right? Like this long range, slow harass. You can't really harass back because she's just able to win run and dodge any kind of aggression that you've got on her.
Yeah, and you're not going to win mid as a Bloodseeker Bane against Monkey King Lich.
Yeah. This is going to get pulled back. Solo's doing everything he possibly can, but he went again for the 0-1-1 at the start. No points in Feeble, no removing the damage of Miracle, who's already sitting at plus 60. Gotta love that Jingu Mastery.
Haste. Yeah, pretty static game. The Matumba Man DP is not the greatest lasting down here. That is one big advantage of Void. You just have a Quelling Blade, and all of a sudden you're going to secure every last hit. You can see he's already #1 in the game.
Power shot, Nightmare, Solo came on the back of the haste rune. Nightmare switched over towards Matumba. They really want to try and catch out GH. Power shot's still going to be on cooldown, so harassment's good. Ramses is still only a level 2 Faceless Void. There is no follow-up here. And because of that movement, now you see no one being aggressively dived by Miracle. He's got that plus 90 damage of Jingu. Ready to rock and rumble.
Dire's
Solo's already come back towards the mid lane. So Miracle, haven't hit anyone that was willing to oblige. Miracle, looking for the slap down, still hoping for that chance against no one. It's only a level 1 Thirst. So Solo back into the trees. No one has to sound up pretty quickly. And Miracle, I love that life coming back in.
Yeah. It's so easy to get Jingu's up. Bane, super low attack range. Bloodseeker, obviously a melee hero.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You can play around all you want with that mischief, but
bottom lane, they're going in on Ryan.
Real deep power shot comes down from GH, so that's gonna be ready to go down. GH is what he could do. Power shot does go down, brings that Miracle so low on life, no one. Making the most of it, gets the force swipe forward. They're meant to win that lane, but at least they get something back into it. They get the kill on Miracle.
Bloodseeker, as soon as those heroes in the side lanes go low up top, Beast is always pressuring Mind Control. This is the 3rd salve he had to buy, and Tango's as well.
And Mind Control TP back to base at one point. That's a lot of time out of the lane.
Really big kill for them now. You have the equal up on Miracle, but this lane gets harder if the Bloodseeker can hit 6, but at the same time, like, you can't really ever... If this is left as a pure 1v1, the Monkey King should pull ahead just because you're always getting full Jingus.
SK's rotating up towards the top lane. GH is hoping for some kind of gang. Pasha coming for the 5-minute rune is that perfect opportunity to go for it. So they do have Split Earth Stun on top of the rune. Pasha's going to grab it. Actually follows it, so we have a couple of charges and stick charges. Not to mention those level 3 axes giving him the damage and the physical damage. Mind Control trades one-on-one with him. Kuro even TP'd out quickly, realizing Miracle's in trouble in the mid lane. No one made the most of the low life to get aggressive into the face of that Monkey King.
It's the same story. I love Pasha's decision. Instead of just running away, accepting his death, he turns. Probably shouldn't get that kill, but does, and he enables his Bloodseeker in the mid lane to find a kill as well. This is the strength of this hero. Even though he's outlaned, I've said, oh, he can't be here, but at the same time, once he gets the attack,
they're going to go after Mind Control. Solo can just start with the Nightmare if they want to try and position for it nicely. Pasha's coming in, he's got both wall and number 3 axes. GH will have to create some space, but the axe on the roll. Burrows right Pasha. Look at the sidestep. That's a perfect Michael Flatley moment. Slips to the side, stands a jig, and takes the kill.
Down bottom as well. DP out of mana. No drains left. Gets bashed.
Power shot going to be off target, however, they need that damage to get the quick kill and move out of here. Roger, he's got Wind on available, so he can be underneath the tower a little bit longer. But Matumba barely clinging to life. He's got 8 1 charges as well as the 3 charges of infused raindrop, so he's got some level of protection, but this top lane belongs to VP.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're even going to fortify to keep that pressure underneath the tier 1 tower. Matumba Roger and Ramsey still trying to go to work with him, looking for that. If he can get it, the one level of time lock hit onto Matumba. It does not come, however.
It's a little troublesome for the Liquid lineup. They're very much a mid-game.
They're going again. Ramsey's time walks on cooldown for the moment. But just keeping this harassment up, and he loves it because no one's got such high movement speed. Almost 500 movement speed. He's coming in, Blood Rage himself up, starts with a right, GH and Matumba, they realize what's going on. 2 attacks will kill off GH, maybe with the Burrow Strike back and Crypt Swamp. No Spirit Sight from the Valor, Solo has a double damage room, can't find his target, the Power Shot will do the work. Remember, no one's giving him the vision, but Matumba starts the TP out, will not succeed. The Nightmare stops it, up on top lane, Parcher does it himself. Seeing all of this with our picture-in-picture. So Matumba and a mic control go down. GH will join them in the afterlife. Maybe a stick shot with the attack. Roger can keep up. Has the movement speed thanks to that wind run. And Kuro want to be part of this. Nightmare's off cooldown right now. But Solo can't close the distance on Kuro.
Kurzo's going a skill build I have never seen before in a Lich. He's currently 1-3-1, maxing out Ice Armor, an ability that really doesn't scale super well. I think that's a second point could be fine, but he has very limited offensive power. And the issue with the Liquid lineup is they're very team fight based. They need a strong mid game. They need to be able to walk down towers. VP is going to have no trouble finding kills just using Chrono, Grip, Beastmaster, or Rupture off cooldown. If you allow them to play this map dominant skirmish style, they're going to pull ahead in it. They're dominating the lane phase.
Shackle, Roger is able to latch. Akura wants to help out. The Frost Armor is on the Monkey King, making his attacks hard and slow, and then the slap down. No one's low on life. He's still short of level 6. They're trying to beat into Miracle. Just can't do enough damage, at least not enough damage that's not repairable in Solo. This is an interesting walkthrough.
Look at the smoke up top, though.
They're actually going to find
the shrine.
My control is just bouncing his way out of here.
Scanning.
Disco Pony. Okay, he's not leaving. GH is sticking around too. The ball from Beastmaster checking out behind him, but Tomlin can't get close enough for the kill.
Pasha's playing on point this game. Not just finding the kills, but avoiding the gank. But like just playing aggressive enough where you try anyway. If you sit at the tower, the enemy team can just rotate around, but this way you force them up to your lane, shove it out, and now you just play confident.
Rupture's out. Miracle doesn't want to fight this one. Blood Rights there too. Shackle just holds Miracle in position for half a second, and that's long enough. No one doesn't get the last hit in, so no regeneration. Actually, TP the Faceless Voided. Maybe Ramsey's thinking this was a bigger fight worthy of a Chronosphere.
No, it's just a VP efficient TP. They do these all the time where bottom lane was shoved in, so there's no creeps that are going to be lost out, and there's no reason not to port. It's so cheap, you're not really going to ever look to port all the way to top, but come mid, maybe Liquid responds, you get a Chrono follow-up. He's going to be back bottom. He did not miss a creep of XP.
Normally. No.
Now middle lane can be soaked up by Roger. He had a fantastic Skywrath game previously. Now you just have the Bloodseeker go jungle. This is almost like when you had the 1 positions in the safe lanes, when we had like the lifesteals and such. And just like peel off, they go jungle and make sure these supports are willing and able to fight through levels and gold.
Well, I like this decision a lot because, you know, you still can't really lane against Monkey King, even if you're ahead one-on-one, but the Wind Ranger's never threatened.
We're going again. It's that 10-minute rune contest. Liquid want to have it for their top rune, and especially considering Pasha's been very aggressive on him.
Dire's middle
I hate to say they only got 1 bounty ring because Ramsey's got the others.
Yep.
Invisibility.
Not really much to do with it. You might look to go mid, but there's already a sentry down.
4 heroes from Liquid have grouped up here. GH still only level 4. Ramsey's invis. He's underneath the sentry wood. They don't know if they have enough control. He's out of range of the sentry, and the way Miracle acted then revealed that to Ramsey that they actually saw him. But now Pasha, smoked up, comes towards the mid lane, will look for a gank of his own. Burrow Strike first from GH, now in through the sides, gets a roar off and a Chronosphere. It's glitched through that TP in from Matumba, he's just outside the Chronosphere. GH gets in the Sandstorm, goes a little bit more in bit, that Prophet now has to stand as she is locked in position thanks to the Rupture. GH doing Burrow Strike and they have the damage with mind control. Everybody is here. It's a 5-on-5 fight, minus the 2 deaths, but the axes and the level 3 brain sap.
And the level 2 Blood Rage from Bloodseeker. Oh, that's the reason that he actually goes down there. That 30% damage amp on a DP. I think that It's a great fight from VP. Excellent pincer. They get the kill on Monkey King before he can get anything off. They're playing around the map very well. And then immediately, look, they're back in lanes.
Yep.
Void already bottom. Top lane already pressured out.
And no one's got the top lane. The Faceless Void working closer towards that Master Banner, so during Chronospheres, he won't rely on his teammates to do the damage for him.
And now you're going to have the solo nighttime warding mission like he's done many, many times before. 3 wards, 2 smokes, he's ready to go. And this is something a lot of supports are hesitant to do. When you hit around this nighttime, you don't have wards up, solo smoke, no big deal. Place all your vision. It's very unlikely to get counted because they'll have no idea where you ran. Really important that this happens.
He was just out of range of that deep observer ward of Team Liquid too, or else they would have known he was going for this mission. But you can see the objective of Virtus.PRO, control up the Radiant Southern jungle. And then Solo used that smoke to try and rotate down towards the bottom. GH is in the tree lines, and Fiendscript, Solo's got him held. A lot of TP supports coming in, 2 of them in the trees. GH is solo and Light Parcher will arrive, but he doesn't have access up, and Solo is very dead. 4 heroes come down, actually all 5 heroes come down for this kill, and all they get is Solo. How many times have we seen this where VP look for fights, and Solo's the only one that dies?
Yep, and it's value too. Got the wards down.
And now they can actually get a revenge kill with time dilation with some of them. He has the movement to get the space. GH for the virus strike, and having the red, it's time walk away. Very difficult to control them. Chrono's on cooldown for 11 more seconds and no one arrives. Starts to rupture. It's on the top of them once again. He's solo online, so no one can just rotate around. The Bane, he's back to the fight. Solo, it's the world of the living. Monkey King bounces around Miracle. Ready to jump in. He's at Wukong command. It's a good Chronosphere. It's just being controlled. It's actually just controlling the track. I say it's a good one. They didn't really get much of a follow-up. The Wukong command has flipped his fight into 2. Solo being caught on the wrong side of those tracks. There's the Bloodseeker going down.
I'm surprised VP rotated that heavily. I felt like they ditched Solo. We're in the middle of talking about how that's a good death.
Yeah.
You're still farming the other 2 lanes. They bring their own 5.
They were trying to force the fight before Chrono was up too.
Yeah.
Like I can see bringing all 5 in when the Chrono was up, and they've got a lot of follow-up damage inside of it. Yeah, they kind of made up for the heavy commitment for Team Liquid. Now it's Pasture in the trees. TP scroll, well, that's the first attack. Axe fly in and out. There's a little bit of chip damage, but Pasha knows he's dead. Can summon up a couple of boards, but this actually just becomes food. My control leaves the Pulse Nova on for half a second longer. More money.
Still the top 3 cores in network on VP.
Roger. Does not connect onto GH. But it's not stopping no one in solo. No one's at 511 movement speed.
Yeah. And Kerr also, he committed. He went 1-4-1. So max ice armor. Deceptively tanking
that kill. Meanwhile, in towards mid, no one begins the rupture over on Miracle. Starts the blood right. Solo's there. Fiendscript to cancel the TP out. So we'll have to burn 2 ultimates for it. But a kill into Miracle is going to still be worth it to hold the top 3 net worth positions for VP.
And I like what they're doing. Roger's just been camping out inside the Radiant jungle. No one playing the top area.
He's waiting for the courier.
Yeah. He's been sitting on those wards, though, just waiting. I don't know if he's actually going to get this courier. He's going to need at least 2 hits.
Courier's coming. He's got wind run, and he can keep up with it at least. So let's see if they're quick on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wind run, wind run, wind run. Focus firing to ensure he's got it all. And a love heart. Yeah. Control of
Radiant's top tower
way in and out of this.
attack.
Access is being burnt means they want to try to push the lane, but Roger's already there to power shot back the Radiant creep wave.
And it's the same as the 10-minute rune fight, though. Yeah, you get the 1, you get a kill, but up top, no one's just collecting 2 for free.
Oh. And Pasha's still got the 1 on their side of the river. Actually, what was it? Hang on. Yeah.
They got 3 again.
Yeah, they did. I'm doing the counting on the list.
And this is where the VP lineup is great if you're in a position where you can just sit on a lead, because you're going to keep accelerating. You have a much easier time finding pickoffs. Liquid need fights.
Rupture. It's under Miracle. He can't trade Deads himself away from this, and he knows it. That's to stand his ground. And no extra pressure without the Fiendscript. Maybe VP feeling a little bit more cautious. They're dropping Observe Ward right on top of Team Liquid, so I'm assuming that'll be deep water by Koro.
Essentially just barely missing the Liquid Ward as well. But again, though, they force so many rotations just by paying with the Rupture. Down bottom now, you have Beastmaster shoving the lane hard, and there's a Lesh here. The Wind Rangers finds him. This is a dead mind control.
So Ward does see from mind control Roger's movement. The top lane's already been pressured pretty heavily, so Blood Right will try and push it back. Nice quick split. Roger doesn't have the shackle line against my control. Rupture's back off cooldown, 13 seconds time. You'll have Bloodseeker as well with the Blade Mail. Look at the positioning as well. They have that ward on the side, so Solo knows he can just sit here. Bloodseeker constantly spamming out that Blood Right, defending tower. In the meanwhile, Void farmed out middle. He's got Chrono ready. They've bought enough time to potentially take this fight. They're bringing friends. Rupture's out. Miracle starts to run into the trees. The Shackle and Fiend's Grip onto GH, so he's a non-factor. The Chronoscreen from Ramsey's completely whiffed. GH fires like it's one basically the chain cross just bounce around. But Blitz kills himself on the Blade Mail when that happens, and now Ramsey's time dilation slows down Matumban. Pasha can try and turn. He's already burned the Raw, and he continues to burn the Solar Crest. Needs to buy space. No one. Fancy footwork goes left. There are no stuns available. No one's TP successful. Miracle tried to slap him down, but it does not reach. And VIRTUS.PRO, you know they're in a good mood when the lines start to spam.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Just easy setup. They use the Chrono, they find those quick kills, and they just have such an easy time of doing so because Liquid, they can't survive, they can't abuse their teamfight potential when one or two heroes are just getting picked off at the start of the fight. No one can live through a roar at the moment.
Need to find a way. Starbar is the way.
The heroes are actually all so squishy, and Matumba Man just not having the game to the point where he can't frontline. Like he has drains up, he's got the full stick, but it just doesn't matter. He only has 1,000 max HP, and worst case scenario, they can just save Rupture for him and run away.
Mind Control's hoping for some kind of fight up on top. Without the Yule Scepter initiation from either him or Matumba, it's real difficult to catch Solar.
And not only that, Solo had this ward here the whole time. He knows they're still in the area.
Well, here we go again with that replay. So the top lane fight.
Visibility.
Yeah, they force the leap. No one. Nice little juke into the trees. I actually think he dies there if he catches the stun. Just another little micro maneuver. I'll say like both of these teams. Yeah, that's good, boy. That's good. They play a hell of a lot better when they're smiling, man. Maybe watch GH's advice. One of those quotes to live by. Worry is only due to a lack of imagination, or a misuse of imagination, rather. I love GH.
I like to say, like, well, we don't need the bro code. We need the GH code. That's the real secret to life. I would buy that book, yeah. I would buy that more than the perfume of SCCC.
I can agree with that.
Which sold out in the span of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Sold out faster than tickets for TI.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I thought those were going in like 14 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, you got time, right? That's what ticket errors are for. All right, so Team Liquid, obviously they got to know they're in a bit of a rough spot. They're 8,000 gold behind. Experience-wise isn't as bad. Win probability is an 88% chance for VP to win. All right, we'll go with that. Fire strike from GH, a little bit off target. Roger was considering a turnaround with the shackle onto GH. He has a little bit of it. Nightmare as well. Gonna make him a little bit edgy, Team Liquid. Knowing the rest of VP, yeah, they're gonna go straight in for the Fiend Strip. FP steps up, GH brings it forward with the fire strike, but they've already lost the tournament. Maybe it's worth it, but not. Look at where FP, no one, he's on the edge of it inside the Wukong command. The top one, the Lich ulti will bounce, but back into the freeway, away from the hero to Roger, it'll hit him, and bring him down. Miracle never had to leave the Wukong. Now he will, chasing down Pasha. The buyback came in from the Death Prophet. It's hunting, looking for some revenge on the goal that he had to expend. And they'll have it. There'll be the kill on the Pasha. Okay, no, but Tottenham will take it. But yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
For the twin.
Such nice little plays. No one ran in, not to the Chrono, but just in range of the left track Pulse Nova with his Blade Mail active to assist his Void and taking him out. Because that's a bunch of AoE damage. I think he kills him like 2 or 3 ticks faster because of that. And just, again, blood raging the target they're going for, and it dies so quickly. I've yet to see a Bloodseeker use his Q for damage amplification on an enemy. I was talking about how there's no one to really play with on his team to buff, so he just keeps using it on an enemy.
Well, he was waiting for the perfect time in the mid. He's got Rupture available, starts with the Blood right instead. Extra support arrives in the form of the Clarity. They got more to play with.
Yeah.
I love the vision game in the mid lane. Like the observers and sentries on almost all sides for VP And then this Ops and Sentry smack bang in the middle.
Dude, and I love this. Look at the itemization as well. BKB finished on the Ramses Void. Bloodseeker going to be going BKB directly after the Blade Mail. And it looks like Beastmaster as well, now that he has the Shadowblade Solar. You look at Liquid's lineup, what do they actually do to 3 cores running at them BKB? How many times have we seen this? You get this huge mid-game advantage, you buy the BKBs, all of a sudden, not only do you have the better pick-off, reach, and skirmish capabilities, but now you're unkillable in the fight as well.
But you will have, once Monkey King gets bigger, he'll bring the physical damage, and then he won't care so much about the BKBs. But
he's 1,000 away from Battle Fury. He's so behind.
Yeah. It's not a great time for Miracle. But there's space being created. He's got top lane to farm up. Now VP pressured the mid lane once more. They've still only claimed, like, surprisingly, only 1 tier 1 tower. Maybe not so surprising. Okay, draw in, jump forward, tank him. They really want to make sure he's not part of this. And with a shackle onto Batonova, they can just rotate from one to the other kill.
That power shot's doing so much damage every time. No one's there with the Blood Rage. The Death Prophet just died. What is he supposed to do?
Not get caught in the double chronosphere. Ramses! He goes from 1 to 2 in one of the fights, walks outside the chrono, but there it is again! VIRTUS.PRO! They are making this look easy, and they're just chaining their initiations perfectly.
The double power shot too, I love it. Look up top, Roger, keep trying. This leads to 2 teleports active from a teammate. He's gonna potentially find Miracle's Monkey King here, but doing a very good job playing.
Under attack.
Oh, so he almost got the tree. If he hit that, the Void would have just gone on a wrecking spree. The Monkey King trying to bounce around. Roger, just a quick power shot, gonna miss the target. Monkey King has already TP'd back up onto the top lane. But that's a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower loss for Team Liquid in the mid. No chance for any kind of denial on it either.
And there's the BKB on Bloodseeker.
Primal Spring, he's coming forward. The dewarding is out. Batalman's going to go for the silence over on base. No interruption into a Wukong command, wanting no one. BKB, TP out. They've got nothing to bring through that. So Wukong will go down, but the 10-second BKB is for no one.
Has been killed.
Have they got a little bit more? Again, they may. Kasha in through the rear.
This forest belongs to me.
I don't know if that's worth it, although it did buy time for that DP ult to continue ticking down. So you can see Liquid ping Roche. Yeah, but it's so risky here.
Under attack.
You know you're playing into a chronosphere void. It's still down for 40 seconds, but still the threat is just too much. No Wukongs, you can't take a fight in the pit.
They can try and take the tier 1 tower in mid, but you know Solo and no one are waiting around looking for the denial. As our Edict turns on from mind control, and there is no chance VP can deny that.
Has fallen.
They back off and continue their farm.
No. Another thing I love, even though they lost the previous game, I thought Rams' item decisions after the Manta was perfect. That Maelstrom seems to be this perfect, not really recovery item, but it's an acceleration item that's not nearly as expensive as a Battle Fury. And he's picking it up again here. Really like the decision. Especially good just because you'll have the magic damage procs against a Lich. It's just more value.
Ruptures out. GH. Burrow strikes, the Nightmare's going to cancel it. They have that vision as the Observer Ward on the hill on their side. Not to mention their own eyes, so GH just doesn't want to walk off just yet. Being script from Solid, they need that damage to connect, and they've got to hold him there for the power shot. And somehow, Monkey King, partial Solid kills Monkey King on top. Sure, we'll go for that. Blink him towards the mid lane. Jump onto mind control. And this just appears to be one by one, the lemmings fall off the cliff. Kuro wants to get back in the base, but wants to get amplified up. It's on both ankles.
It's so easy, and Liquid, they have no real counterplay to this. They need to be walking in as 5 and taking some decisive fight, but they're so far behind at this point. VP just continuously just getting the one target down, chasing for another. The sleeps, the shackles, the blood rage amp, like, they're not low damage at all when somebody gets blood raged.
And they keep winning all these fights around the rune timings too. Like they're getting all 4 bounty runes this time around, which is like, it doesn't seem like a huge thing, but when you're running a Beastmaster, you don't have to go even far away from his lane every single time to get a full bottle charge. Just it's spam harass. It's Liquid always behind. It's punishing, and there's no letting up.
Yeah. In the meantime, by the way, Pasha, he solo killed Monkey King.
Yeah.
That's the hero top net worth for Liquid that you're hoping will eventually carry this game. Like, he gets solar crested, and all of a sudden he just explodes to just a Beastmaster. He got the Centaur creep, so he had that extra 2 seconds of stun, which buys you time for another Wild Axe, but still.
With him walking around with his phase boots, he's still hitting over 150 a pop. Like, physical damage with the control time.
And this is the downside of the Lich, right? Where if you win the lanes, if you snowball, you get those lucky bounces, you feel great. But again, you're behind. You're just frosted. Like, what do?
You stay frosty. The only good lucky bounce that Lich Kuro had was the one that bounced to Roger in that mid lane fight. That was kind of it. But VP are now going to push in the top lane. There's a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower. There's a fight they want to have. They've got Rupture available. They've got Aegis Immortal in the hands of the Void. They've got Chronosphere up and running. And they've got a BKB and Maelstrom on the Void. They've even got a Maelstrom onto the Wind Ranger with her Blink Dagger. So blinking into shackle shots is a real pain for Liquid to try and dodge. And all Liquid can do is try and do the counter push. Luckily, they do have a Leshrac. Downside is, Phases Void begins the TP, begins the Chronosphere, and that Leshrac I was talking about, you blink and he was gone. Solo will arrive, they look for a counter, GH with a Burst Strike forward, no Chronosphere up, so Solo will fall.
You know,
Liquid at least get something back.
I don't know if I mind that buyback. Immediately, Mind Control is going to be back into the fray. They know there's no BKB or Chrono on the Void, and he has Aegis, so if there were ever a time you might be able to take a fight, this could be it. And as I said,
look at GH already ready for it.
They're a team fight lineup. Even though they're so far behind, this is their best shot at winning. It's unlikely, but possible.
It's a kill for a kill, support.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower strike, but this will make it worth it. Blink, Fire Strike forward, Beastmaster in trouble. They force up now the sub, but GH coming back in the ball with the Everton up in the middle for the Rupture. How quickly does it get from the side? Ranger will fall, remembers the Aegis Immortal fight. Team Liquid only of GH.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Buyback or Aegis, which one's more powerful? Liquid committed so hard to get that fight, knowing they needed something. This team fight recap shows they got nothing.
Dude, Matumba Man just explodes. He didn't have time to Yules himself, to wand. He just died. I think he tanked a power shot to the face. That's not even the increased damage on the talent. But yeah, you initiate, you get the Q up. But look at Matumba Man. He's already so low. He gets hit twice by Void, 3 times the focus fire from the Wind Ranger, and he caught an axe, I think. And all of a sudden, like, that's it. Beastmaster with already level 20. Holy crap, those axes are doing 220 per, plus the damage amp.
Radiant's bottom
that expression,
tower is
I'm
under
dead,
attack.
boys. Couldn't even have the facial expression fit into the time it took for him to die. So now VP, look towards the middle lane. Nightmare setup. Matumba's a little bit further out. They don't really have much to work with. We're all still on cooldown for 5 more seconds. They're going to bounce the Nightmare over to Kuro. But no one's happy with it. He's got Roger available, so Matumba, you want to try and fight this. Aurora will control the back lines where you're going to lose Kuro in a little bit while Matumba can't fight that one. Kuro just turns on the blade belt. No one can fight this. It's just really, it feels like it should already be GG. You're buying back out of pure optimism.
I mean, it was pretty much GG at this point, but man, like, I can't... It's incredible to me that VP's down a game in this series, and you just watch how well they're playing. Those BKBs were once again near flawless, where they bait the spells. It's the same thing we saw even in the laning stage up top, where they always play on a knife's edge. They force you to address their positioning, and then they just waste your time. Or in that case, you waste your stun, and all of a sudden,
Radiant's middle tower.
You know, the real reason I didn't believe the panel at the start of this game is because at the end of the draft, VP was sitting there laughing their asses off. They knew that they had themselves a really solid draft, and that's all they really wanted to have against Liquid. Something that can even the playing field and just let them be VP. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. It's VP in a nutshell.
Yep, dominate the lanes. Dominate the mid game and just absolutely destroy your opponent.
Bounty, 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 bounty. That gold advantage is 26k now.
Dire are scanning.
The Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, so initiation has arrived, and this appears to be the last roll of the dice for Team Liquid. They need something huge. The Dire scan just wears off as Batuman walks over that area, so they'll come up underneath the shrine, which no one's burning, so he'll have the mana for the fight. He starts the blood right. They still feel like something is coming near him, and then Nightmare, Solo, he stops the initiation, will change target over the Beastmaster, trying to spin it, fight down, he never got Go down to the Lich ulti. They needed something, and they've got it. 3 heroes down for V.PRO. 2 who do not have buyback. Roger's on the run. Bloodseeker got out, burned the BKB to do it.
Yeah. VP can still win team fights, apparently, although Ramsey's helped him out a little bit. He BKB and then Mask of Madness and silenced himself, and all of a sudden, he could no longer leap or cast Chronosphere and just died inside the Monkey King ult.
Maybe that's not the fight they were exactly looking for at the very beginning. I see that again in slow motion, just see what happens to that face as well, because if Chrono hits, that fight's so different.
He caught the Monkey King stun.
It was before,
and
right?
essentially just died in that duration. The Monkey King doesn't have much survivability, but with the Echo Saber plus Battle Fury, the moment those Wukongs come out, if you're in the wrong position like the Void was there, I believe he took 3 or 4 of the statues hits to the mouth, and then all of a sudden you've got no survivability, you're dead. And again, yeah, great fight for Liquid. They're going to need at least one, more likely 2 or 3 more like that if they want to take this game. And it just seems to be so easy for VP to win fights if they start as skirmishes and they get the initiation. Again, I doubted the Bloodseeker with these 2 cores you don't like to buff, but he just keeps using it offensively, and then all of a sudden that target's just tanking.
Looks like no one's going to find some kind of defensive item. He's going to get Lincoln Sphere into his quick buy. The Glimmer Cape will be there for the Bane, so they are finding more ways to survive into these fights. The Lincoln Sphere is almost done for Ramses as well. BKB is the choice from Pasha, and you've still got BKB the choice from Wind Ranger. So that sustain that VP need to ensure the Team Liquid do not have another team fight like that, that's what they're farming towards right now.
Yep. Again, I go back to their itemization. They got those BKBs to secure, to sit on that nuclear lead and ensure that they would always be the ones winning fights. And then Maelstrom Void, Radiance Bloodseeker, they haven't fallen off at all. They're still 1-2 in net worth. Even though Monkey King just rushed to Battle Fury. And part of that is a product of just how far ahead they are in the game. But even though Liquid gets that fight, look at how they're forced to position and move around the map. They're 5 in their own woods. VP, you can play wherever you want.
That's not the way the Monkey King wants to play. That's the reason why Monkey King got the +6 to the tree dance cast range, so you can bounce around, push the lanes, farm as much as you can, and then get quickly back into the right lane. Such a long distance jump.
I'd like to see VP pick up a gem sometime soon. Start de-warding offensively. They have the smoke ready. Solo with 3 wards. It's once again time for the VP Vision Adventure. Probably look to maybe make a fight happen in the meantime, but you got to be a little more concerned. You just lost a fight. You want to make sure you regain your composure, properly outline what do we do next. I think you wait for this Bloodseeker to finish his Lincolns. He's going to be grabbing that right after this camp.
Yep. But he'll have the Lincolns. You just got the Lincolns also completed over on Faceless Void. Does he actually have, yeah, he's got the whole thing as the BKB recipe is going back for Roger.
And it's a basic maneuver, but if you look at the current gold, you've got less than 1,000 almost gold saved on the VP heroes. They all just buy out items. Now it's time to smoke, place vision, look for an advantage because you've spent everything. You're about as strong as you can get. Every second that or minute that goes by is a minute the enemy team could be finishing their items while you've already finished and start sitting on yours.
Illusion.
Both teams are within such a small radius of each other. The only difference between the two, VP has smoke. Team Liquid does not. So GH is in the tree line, ready to break it. The jump ball from Monkey King, he actually sees him, goes after Bane. Solo, how many times does he beam the base successfully? They just bring down the Monkey King, and the Chronosphere is perfect. 2 heroes caught in the side. There goes Monkey, there goes Lash, there goes Crob. The Lich Ulti can bounce around, it'll cancel now. Epicenter, maybe GH gets something in return. Faceless Void, he is barely living away from the Sandstorm, and he gets time walk out as well. Liquid, they just can't catch a break. Roger will kill Kuro in front of the fountain. That last attack, whoop, no, it's going to miss. You'll set them up towards the air. Matubberman trying to go after Roger. He's a decent kill with a Grim Swarm. 450 each, thanks to the Tier 4 towers helping out.
VP recognized why they lost that previous engagement. Pasha immediately goes for the Monkey King. He explodes. That's the end of the fight. If that ult doesn't go down, there is no way any of Liquid's heroes are going to survive. And they bait Solo. I feel like I've seen that story many times this year, where he just wanders in, accepts his mortality, and gives his life for his team to ensure that they can find a follow-up team fight.
You know, Solo is one of those guys that maybe he can actually achieve the Melka Ward. Like a Melka Ward in a Tier 1 game. He's actually one of the, he's probably the first one that can do it after Melka.
Game's changed a bit since Melka was good at Dota, Toby.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get I think you with that statement, Melka was never good at Dota. Roshan's going to go down, and you can see Mortal and Cheese. The buyback's already come out from Roger, and they know what they've got. It's the extra line into Faceless Void, the cheese at no one, and GH into the sandstorm, but Dust up. BKB doesn't care. Burrow will go down as well. They found an extra one. Ramsey, he'll just stand his ground. Miracle. The speed script just locked him up, and Ramsey gets an extra time off for good measure. Matama wants to jump out. Won't happen, so top lane, you lose it. That's the game. That really is the game. GG. Cora will call it. We level this best of 5 grand final super major beautiful game of awesomeness of Dota. One apiece.
This is so good. This is getting so much to talk about. I just have this big smile on my face because I love watching these two teams play. I don't believe, did they even play in a final this year?